Not really. As long as she gets a real walk stand.
Please have out this orange story box.
Alrighty, folks, do a quick volume check. If you can hear my voice, please raise your hand. Hooray! My name is Tim. I'll be your driver for the next 35 to 40 minutes as we get ready to go explore the world famous San Diego Zoo. Upper level is already filled. They're closed up.
Picture from LA. Alright.
Looks like we are visually clear. Wave goodbye to those hard-working folk on the dock. We slowly but surely begin our journey, slightly faster than a snail, slightly slower than a tortoise. Away we go. Now, we're going to cover a good chunk of zoo grounds in just over a half an hour time period. Normally takes about 4 hours to walk the entire thing. So to help you out just a wee bit, get those maps out. If you don't have a map, pay close attention right here, because coming up on our left-hand side, we are going to have a signpost. Ooh. On top of the signpost, there's a big old number 5 in a red circle. Look back on your map, you'll see a bunch of little red dots peppered throughout. Find the one with number 5 in there. And voila, that is currently where we are passing by. The way that's going to help you is as we go on our journeys, you see something you like, you want to spend a bit more time there, make a mental note. Which number is near, follow the pathways back, and there you go. You get to check it out at your own pace. We also sit on about 100 acres around here, so as you go wandering around today, you don't know exactly where you are, but you would like to know exactly where you are. Look around. There we go. Coming up to our right-hand side, there's marker number 4. Instant you are to your side throughout your journeys. Back over to the left-hand side, our beautiful front entrance, new paint job, really refurbished. Why? Well, because this year, 2016, you are helping us celebrate a very important moment in our history as we turn 100 years old. So thank you folks for coming on by, helping us celebrate that big event for us. Back over to the right-hand side, our Flamingo Lagoon, been welcoming folks in here for the past countless decades. Back over to the left-hand side, Front Street Photo, those helpful folks there. You probably took a picture with them earlier. They wear the lime green shirts. They had an orange and white card. Keep that orange and white card throughout the day. You might see one of those folks walking around with the camera, have them scan the card first before the next photo. Show up right there at the end of the day. The photos you purchased today, well, proceeds might go right back into helping out the animals you are seeing here today. Just past that is Front Street Rentals. They can rent you a stroller or a wheelchair. If the weather decides to dump it back up, drop that water from those guys, they do so. Ponchos to help keep you a little bit drier. Also, if the sun decides to come out instead, they do have sunscreen there to help protect your skin from the UVA rays. Back on the left-hand side, beautiful macaw statue points you out towards the exit of the zoo. We are open till 6 o'clock this beautiful Monday day. Up in the air. Skyfari takes place from the front to back, but back to the front. One of the quick ways of the zoo grounds. I do apologize for the squeaky brakes. You know, I went to the guys in the garage. I asked them, can I please use the can of WD-40 to help get rid of that squeal? Apparently, if you do that, the brakes stop working. So, right now, we can just enjoy the fact that squeaky brakes are working brakes. Hopefully they'll warm up very shortly and we'll stop doing that. Across the way from the Skyfari, we do have the Children's Zoo Jungle Gym to help burn off the energy of those little ones out there. Petting, paddock, past that. Around the corner from there, a wonderful insect house shows you how all those beautiful little crawlies are a very important part of our daily lives. Also a 40-meter playing arena. It's a major motion picture cut down to about 20 minutes. 3D glasses, 40 effects pull you right into Blues journey across the South American rainforest. Right now, though, we're going through a bit of a different rainforest. This is our beautiful Southeast Asian rainforest, otherwise known as Tiger River. And if you haven't done so yet, I'm going to ask you at this time to please check and buckle your seatbelts. Also, those of you folks in the upper level, in the event of decompression, masks will fall from the ceiling. Please put yours on first before you help out those around you. In all seriousness, please keep those arms, legs, hands, heads, feet, tails, small ones, loved ones, anything you want to keep with you inside the vehicle at all times, as we do not stop for dropped items. Upper level, I do have a camera watching you guys, so in the event of a medical emergency, wave it down, let me know something's not right. I'll come check up on you, but please folks, only in the event of a medical emergency. Please stay out of the staircase in the very back of the bus, as I don't want any of you slipping or falling. This is a 35-40 minute tour. We continue on through here, looking over the right hand side, trying to figure out where they are. We normally have our tigers around here hanging. Oh, there he is. He's hanging out. If you look to the right hand side, you have a tree in the middle of the exhibit, just to the left of the tree here. Our Milan tiger, he just sat up to stare at us right now. Now, these guys showcase something really cool about us. They show how we are also a wildlife rescue facility. The white how they show that is because his mom, Mac, is a rescue from the wild. She came all the way from Malaysia. Unfortunately, she got really close to human settlement out here. Luckily for her, though, Malaysian authorities decided to tranquilize her instead of taking a different pathway with her life. They brought her here. Over the course of a decade, she gave birth to 7 cubs. She left our zoo. Last I heard, she's given birth to 4 more. That's 11 cubs she has brought into this world. The reason why those 11 are so vital for their species is, well, there are only about 300 Malayan tigers left in the entire globe, and right now, how it looks for all wild tiger species, they may be going extinct in the next 5 years because of poaching. That's the tragic news. Here's what we are doing to help out. We're trying to get these numbers up there. Hopefully, someday soon, when it's safe to get out there, we can start doing reintroductions back in the wild. Until that time, we're going to continue to work with these guys and trying to get those numbers up there. And I'm seeing, been seeing a few of you out there, you're taking photos. I want to make sure you're taking plenty of photos. Don't just show them off to the folks at home. I want you to brag. I want you to say not only did you see these awesome things from all across the globe, but talk about how you are now instrumental in helping them as well, because with us you truly are. You see, you guys are helping us roar into our next century as we continue our main mission to lead the fight to end extinction. As we round this bend here, we leave Tiger River. We come up to our beautiful pond out in Africa, Hippo Trail. Today is Sunday, so Mom and Baby are out and about right now. Looking around, trying to figure out where they are. Looks like they're on the far left corner of the... Whoa, no, never mind. They're hanging out on the beach right now. Mom and Baby. Baby is over a year old now, about a year and 2 months, I believe. Hanging out here. Now you look really carefully at the hippos, you're going to notice they have a bit of a reddish tinge. That tinge is caused by a wonderful gooey substance they excrete through their pores that acts as a natural sunscreen for them. We sometimes do forget animals do have sensitive skin to the sun like we do. And well, Mother Nature provided them with that little gift right there. You look further into the back area, you're going to see our okapis behind that. They look like 50% zebra, 50% antelope, 50% something else. We actually have 2. We have one up close, facing us a bit, one a bit further away. Now they only have 1 living relative. Can you folks figure out that relative by checking them out from here?
Giraffe?
It's a giraffe. And just like a giraffe, they have a very long tongue. Their tongue is about 15 inches long. They also get about a 9-foot reach, and now they have the most velvety fur you can ever imagine. The reason why I know this is long ago, there used to be one berry between you and them. My sisters and I, we figured out how to get them up close and personal to us, and we used to pet them all the time. We used to stay really quiet, and they used to actually try to figure out why we were being so quiet, because they normally see people come by and they're kind of noisy. That's actually one of the best ways to get them to come up close, so they try to figure out what you're being so quiet for. Now, as we go on our journeys, as you go on your adventures today, you'll see a whole assortment of amazing and spectacular things. Unfortunately, some of these things that do have a label attached, that label being endangered. Any of you young ones on board know what endangered means. Any of you young ones at heart know what endangered means. For us, that's a funny term in itself. We hear that word, we normally think of just animals, but plants and even insects fall under this category of species. A species that is having trouble in the world today, and if we don't do anything soon, we run the risk of losing them forever, and that is what we are about. We're about helping these guys out, not just here, but all over the globe. You see, first and foremost, we are a conservation organization. We make a turn to the left-hand side. You can check over here. We got our beautiful African orange, newly refurbished as well. We got a Centerville store taken out in the middle of the island over here. We keep going through. We're going to pass by Kangaroo Stop number 2. It's a hop on and off. There are 4 different locations across the ground. You show for one of these markers here. Kangaroo bus driver pulls over. They let folks disembark the bus first. When it's clear, they let you come on through. All you need to show them for the rest of the day is that blue stamp you got from us earlier. It's the one that has a lion on it. It's blue, says the word bus on it. That is your ticket for the rest of the day. Just show up one of those markers. We're built in a canyon, so all these hills you see around here are natural obstacles. Helps you sever your legs, especially since we're open till 6 o'clock today. Back over to our right-hand side, we got a scenery change going on. Gonna start feeling like we're heading up to the Northwest Pacific, courtesy of all these wonderful plants around here. These plants, by the way, make us not just any botanical garden. We have the most visited botanical garden in the United States. All this was started by our founder, Dr. Harry Whatchamavlogit. As he went on his globe-trotting journey, he didn't just stop for animals. He stopped for plants as well. He collected seeds. He came back here and he'd walk along these canyon walls with his cane. He'd poke a hole in the ground, dropping a seed in. Today, some of these plants are found in only 2 parts of the world, here and their native habitat. Sadly for some, though, they've gone extinct out in the wild and only found on our mountain, so I do encourage you to get up close, check it out. It is our garden festival, by the way. Learn some of these things, and touch them, be very gentle if you touch them, and please don't pick them, as we want them to be here for everyone else eventually as well. Back over to the left-hand side, that's the 163 freeway flying in now to downtown San Diego, giving folks that scenic drive. You go far enough north, it turns into the 15 from there, you follow the signs. Take you to our safari parkgrounds up in Escondido. We have our own, they have their own version of guided tour bus called the Africa Trail, where you go out to about 5 or 6 exhibits. Each of them about 60 acres apiece. One of those species you can check out on our right-hand side is our Grevy zebras, and these guys are very tough, very resilient species of zebra. Where they come from, the food source out there is very low in nutritional value. And the way they get around that, by constantly eating. They'll spend up to 80% of their time out in the wild foraging for food. They're also a very social species of zebra. Stripes on them packed in much more tightly together makes it easy to tell who's who at a simple glance to the left to the right. Also, you get a group of about 20 or more moving around back and forth, anyone watching them like a lion. Going to have trouble making heads or tails where one begins, one ends. By doing that, they've just increased their chances of survival. And those things I named off are called adaptations. One of my favorite things to do is to study those. Helps these guys not just survive out there, but thrive in all sorts of different areas. Back to our left-hand side. Polar bear plunge home to our Arctic animals, reindeer, raccoon, Arctic fox. Keep their fingers crossed, hopefully who we'll be seeing in just a moment are polar bears. So we're going to continue on through here as carefully as possible, looking around. I see their food out. If we look on the right-hand side, we do have some lovely gazelles hanging out here with our lesser kudu. The lesser kudu are the larger antelopes out there. We have one male. He's got long spiraly horns, more of a gray coat. We're going to continue up this hill here. Males of that species for the kudu, they're going to find the proverbial beachfront property. Taking that territory out, challenging anything to the males that try to walk into their territory. As we keep going for degrees out there, by sitting around like this helps them relax, not just physically, but mentally. They see any threats coming back around, they let their other buddies know, hey, it's time to get up and walk away. In fact, it's such a great way to survive in the wild that I've used that myself numerous times, just to get out of yard work. Up ahead, left-hand side, Skyfari West. This is the very back into the zoo from there. A lovely 3 to 4 minute flight from the very back to the front. While the Kangaroo bus does go to 4 different locations, the front/exit/children's zoo is not an area of the zoo grounds it stops at. That right there is going to be your quick way towards that front area. We keep moving forward to the left-hand side of the bend. Mountain lions, beautiful cats that come from not just our own backyard, but the most backyards of any cat out there. As far north as the Rockies up in Canada, all the way down south to the mountains of Argentina. Because of that, they're known by well over 50 different names. That to our right-hand side, our second 40 feeder playing Ice Age. No time for nuts. Once again, 3D glasses, 40 effects. This time pulls you into an icy adventure. Maine wolves just beyond that. Beautiful canines from South America, despite their name, despite their appearance. They are neither wolf nor fox. They get their own branch on that family tree out there. Also related to dogs, dingoes, and jackals. Back to the left-hand side, there's stop number 3 for the kangaroo bush. You cut out that entire hill by jumping on it. Stop 2. Polar bear plunge. Now we'll walk downhill. You're also footsteps away from Elephant Odyssey up ahead. A step back 12,000 years into San Diego's past. Checking out animals that once roamed our city with living representations of those that are around today. And then back to our left-hand side, we have our Pollinator Garden. Quick show of hands. Who here loves those things like peaches, strawberries, zucchinis? You can thank those wonderful things that normally flutter on through the hummingbirds, the butterflies, especially those bees. Without them, we do not get to have those delicious things out there, so it is important. We look for bio-friendly ways to protect our gardens and our farms. We want to continue to have those delicious things out there. Unfortunately, we do use pesticides. That stuff not only harms those guys, but other things in the ecosystem. There we go, coming up to the right-hand side, probably the most important species in the entire history of our zoo. We're going to have our lion. And the story with these guys goes all the way back to 1916, a year after the Panama exhibition, when our founder, Dr. Harry Weatherford, was walking through Balboa Park. As he was going through there, he heard the sound of a lion roar. He rounded the bend. He saw all these beautiful creatures that looked as though they'd just been abandoned. He began to wonder what was to become of these marvelous creatures. Just then, he and that lion made eye contact. An idea struck him. Why not build a zoo out in San Diego? A first of its kind, something more than a menagerie showing off all strange beasts from across the globe, something that showed folks what was important to why they should care. He took his idea to the board of San Diego. Before you know it, they said, here's a good chunk of Balboa Park, make it happen. 100 years later, here's what we are. His dream much bigger than he possibly could have imagined. We have over 140 conservation projects going on all across the globe. We've been able to help re-release over 40 different species back to the wild, some of which had gone extinct out there. Waiting for just a moment for all the traffic to die down next to us. Keep an eye out to the right-hand side. Coming up very shortly, we're going to have our jaguars. We got one hanging out just between the rock here. That looks like Mom Nadiri. Her son Valerio is hanging out on the pedestal up ahead, past that. Jaguars are the third largest cat in the world. The largest ones in the Americas. One's found as far north and westward as Arizona, all the way eastward towards Florida. Unfortunately, habitat loss, poaching have driven the numbers down to Central and South America mainly. Beautiful spots help break up their silhouette as they sneak through the tall grass, the canopy of the trees out there, the bush. Powerful jaws make them formidable hunters. Most cats that take down their prey have to go for the neck or the throat. These guys don't have to worry about that. Their jaws are powerful enough to deliver that fatal bite to the skull, a chunk of bone that helps protect that vital organ. These guys can pierce it if they want to. Right now it's a nice peaceful moment for Nadiri as Valerio is taking a nap over here. Normally one of his favorite hobbies seems to be to sneak up on her and bite her on the rump. And it's actually a very important lesson that Mom's teaching Baby. Mom's teaching Baby how to sneak up on her out in the wild. She's not going to be able to always watch after the young ones. They got to grow up, go out on their own. Those lessons, those games she plays with them, help teach him how to do that in the wild on his own. You look very carefully. We got a GA and a former GA hanging out here. That's my buddy Paul on his day off, enjoying the zoo. His gal pal, Jen, who's also one of our GAs. So if you see them, you got any questions, feel free to ask them. I guarantee anything you ask them, they will know the answer. And unlike me, they won't make one up. Coming up ahead, we'll have our beautiful girls out here walking. Remember about the elephants on grounds, they are all retirees. They've come from all walks of life, and we are one of the few retirement facilities for elephants out there. Now, we do have both a mixture of African and Asian elephants. The quickest way to tell them apart by simply looking at their ears. African elephants' ears are much bigger in the shape of the continent of Africa. Asian elephants' ears are a bit smaller in the shape of modern-day India. When it warms up, those ears also do something very important besides hearing. You see, they don't have sweat glands like we do. Instead, what they do have is ear conditioning. Lots and lots of blood vessels throughout those ears. They flap them in the breeze, that cools the blood down, which then transfers from the inside out. Great way to beat the heat when you are such a large creature coming from such a hot area. And up ahead, that beautiful brick building is the Elephant Care Center, where every single day, each one of our girls and our one guy get checked out from trunk to tail, top to toe, scrub to the brush, dental checkups. Then, once a week, every single week, each one gets their very own hour-long mani-pedi. So it's more like a spa for them than anything else. As we round the bend here, you're going to see how it's built. It's actually built with you guys in mind. I got to stay quiet because it's happening right now.
Mila doesn't know the difference. She goes, I'm just being coached with something. And as time goes by, so if you're doing this at home, you come down on your elephant and you hold it a little bit longer to simulate the duration that it will take to draw blood.
We keep going through here to the right-hand side. We're going to have our secretary birds, awesome birds of prey that walk on the ground for things we love to eat. What was happening right now looks like we're doing a demonstration while they do, or the keeper talk, while they do a blood draw. The elephants are eyes over here for us, and they stand right there. They're giving us lots of good news. It helps them with it, give them that marvelous care they deserve. Secretary birds here, long legs, help them go after their meal, which are normally rodents, reptiles. One of the favorite things can be venomous snakes out in the wild, so being able to keep those things at arm's distance before they can take it out. Kind of help you live for another meal. As we continue on through, you look to the left, you look to the right, you'll notice a bit of a scenery change happening. It's kind of like we're going through a bit of a desert, and that is something we are out here. We tend to forget that because we do import quite a bit of the blue stuff to keep everything nice and green. Using plants like these do help us out, conserve that stuff a little bit longer. We've been going through one of the worst droughts in recorded history. Well, plants like these help us use a little bit of that wet stuff while maintaining a beautiful garden. Up ahead we have Ramchapur, our bull elephant. Handsome guy, is 50 years old, doesn't look a day over 20. Long tusks of his had to be shaved back just a wee bit to safely transport it from the safari park grounds down to here. One of the big questions we get about him is, why is he by himself? Why is he not hanging out with the rest of the herd? That's a very simple answer. Female elephants are the ones that like to hang out in herds together. Guys, not so much. So Ramchapur gets his own bachelor pad out here. He's going through one of his feeding areas from his utility tree. Those trees, the concrete steel constructions, act like a tree would out in the wild. They can easily knock that stuff over when getting the food in the upper part of a tree or using it as a scratching post. These things can stand up to all that abuse. Those grates right there are designed with a very specific purpose in mind. In fact, everything out here is designed for a very important reason. There are more muscles in an elephant's trunk than we have in our entire bodies, and the dexterity of it, the same as our very own fingertips. So everything's out there designed to help work his trunk out like it would be done out in the wild. If you look closely, you're going to see there's a bit of canvas, a tarp or something that's weaved it through those gratings right there. There's a very funny reason for that one. Ramchapur, like all elephants, is really smart. And in fact, he's so smart, he figured out that instead of going through all that trying to pick the food out, if he takes a deep enough breath and blows in there just right, he can knock all the food out in one go and just pick it all up in one big gobble. That kind of defeats the whole purpose of, exercising the trunk. So they put that stuff, they weaved it through there to help it. That way he can't just knock it all out in one easy go. Continuing on through, back over to the right-hand side, we got our dromedary camels. But remember, folks, it's Sunday. Hanging out with them. We do have pronghorn, fastest land herbivore, can reach a top speed of about 55 miles an hour. They can maintain it for a very short amount of time. Up ahead, we're going to have a couple of one local right now, unfortunately on the endangered species list. It's a plant called the Tecate cypress. In 2006-2008, a number of wildfires in our backyards burnt a lot of those trees out, and they're vital for a local species of butterfly that only lay their eggs within them. Now, not only do you help out these butterflies when you put these trees up in your garden, but you help out our water usage. A local plant that uses very little water to keep itself nice and green, and that's one of the funny things we forget or don't even think about Southern California. Out here we have the second most biodiverse region in the entire U.S. The first being Hawaii, and a lot of that stuff in our backyard is being built upon and torn up. So these places are having less and less of an area to go through. So when remodeling your garden, looking at some local plants to help keep that stuff around. We're passing by stop number 4 for the Kangaroo bus. Down there you got saber-tooth grill, also Rocksport hangs out over here. Up ahead by the number 10 marker, and as we keep continuing through here, we're going to check out our adorably desert-adapted meerkats. And we'll see if any of the youngsters have come out to play. There they are on the right-hand side. Back coats help them blend right into the desert floor. Around their eyes, they wear nature sunglasses. We see athletes copying them out on the field of play when they put that stuff underneath their eyes so they can see a little bit better. For the meerkats, it cuts down glare as they look around the sky for any birds of prey that might pose a threat to the rest of the mob. They see that threat, they let it bark. Before you know it, they're underground, they're hiding away for a while. Once it clears out, they'll start poking their heads out. One will once again resume sentry duty while everyone continues on their daily routine, whether it's digging tunnels, looking for food, or something we see quite a bit more and more now, young ones running out to play. By working together, it increases the mob's chances of survival. I see one that just ran around the rock right now. Maybe it might be getting ready to take over. We continue down this pathway to the left-hand side, beyond the barrier right there, possibly the scariest exhibit ever devised by man, in my opinion. That's a middle school. Back over to the right-hand side. We're going to have our biggest undertaking going on. That's going to be the future site of Africa Rocks. Right now, a number of big things going on this year. We turned 100 years old last year. We helped Balboa Park celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Panama exhibition. And next year, something, 2017, like the signs will keep saying over and over, Africa Rocks opens up, replicating several parts of that continent, including Madagascar. Make sure to keep coming by over the next few years, see how we've grown over our last century and continue to grow into our next, and as we do our work here. One of the biggest focuses for us is making sure we're careful with not what just goes in, but also what comes out. 90% of all the stuff we've dug up, torn up, has either been recycled or repurposed. And that is one of the easiest things to do at home, is to simply recycle. For instance, you take that aluminum can, you drop it in the blue bin versus the trash can right there. You're helping out the South American rainforest. Why? That's where we get that aluminum from. We don't have to do what's called slash and burn. You cut on the forest, you burn on the stumps, you start digging that stuff up. That means because you recycle, jaguars have more of a place to go to. You also help out animals in the Arctic and Antarctic because you're cutting down your carbon footprint, less greenhouse gases out there. We don't have to cut down those plants, which filter a lot of that stuff out. And we get to use less machinery to process that raw ore into something useful. It's already there in front of us, and it even cuts down our water usage. And depending on what you recycle, you can help out all sorts of different areas. We don't see these guys on our tour, but quick show of hands, who here loves gorillas? Recycle those old electronic devices. You got a broken VCR at home? Small kids always ask, what's a VCR? It was a different time. Blockbuster was amazing. Anyways, recycle those old broken devices. Sometimes it might cost a little more, but You help out those forest areas. On top of that, after time goes by, we start getting better with that. It'll drop the prices because we don't have to go through the huge processing thing because all that metal is right in front of us. Right there. It's that simple to help out the world around you. We continue on through. On to the right-hand side. Koalas hanging out over here. This is where the females hang out because they're a bit more sociable than the males. Now we starting to see something here. Females stay on this side. If you look carefully, you'll notice a few smaller koalas. Those are the joeys that are now too big to hang out with in mom's pouch. Other side, the boys over there get their own bachelor pads. They're out there. We're going to make our way into the urban jungle right now. Straight ahead, we can see where Kangaroo Stop number 1 is, where the bus is parked right there. That is the closest to the front of the zoo any kangaroo bus gets. From there, we saw where Stop 2 was at the beginning of our tour. Up ahead, one of our greater walk-horn rhinos hanging out here. Those guys come from the Nepal region of the world. We have 2. We have Jaxon and Jayu. I think that's Jayu, or that's Jaxon up ahead. Jayu's on the other side of them. Jayu's a smaller one. Jaxon tops off about 2,500 pounds. Our little boy Jayu is only about 2,000 pounds. With fully grown, these guys top off at just over 5,000 pounds. Now, to give you guys an idea how much that weighs, think of an object, any object that you know of that weighs 4,000 pounds. Now, add an extra 1,000 to it. That is how much they wind up weighing when fully grown, just by eating the fruit and veggies alone. Easily able to navigate those dense foresty areas. These guys are browsers versus grazers. These guys get to choose what they want to eat. Food on the ground, they can get it like we're seeing Jayu do right now. There's a low piece of apple hanging close enough to their mouth. They can let their heads up, use their semi-prehensile lip to help pull that food right into their mouth. Coming up to our left-hand side, our Messiah giraffe. And we have 2 youngsters that were born here. We got a little boy, Obi. He's going to be the smallest one of the 2. He's sitting down in the middle of the group here next to his big sister. Obi, when he was born on December 13th, was rather short for a giraffe. He was only 5'3", weighing approximately 117 pounds. Older sister, Donabella, was born almost a year ago, and when she was born, she was 6 foot even, weighing approximately 136 pounds. The size of a high school basketball player in one drop, and it's important for them to be as tall as they are when they're born because they want to be able to reach mom for nursing. Mom doesn't want to kneel down, duck down to feed baby. It's not that it takes her away from the food source. It takes her away from the height advantage she's going to have to see further out than everyone else. Female giraffes only top off at about 16 feet tall. Our dominant male silver, he's hanging out in the back. He's about 17, 18 feet tall. That's tall enough to walk up to this bus here. Look, those of you folks up there, if you were to stand up, he could look you square in the eye if he wanted to. Could say hello, but giraffe don't talk. With that height, that's why you're going to see other animals like your submarine gazelle hanging out with the mountain wild, but hanging out with giraffe, not only to get the goodies they drop that you can't reach, but now you got that early alert system. They get antsy, you should get nervous, they take off running. Chances are something big and hungry is headed your way. It's a great way to increase your chances of survival. Probably going to stay off mic right now because we do have backstage pass going on. We got our Grant Zebra with her buddy vegetarian donkey. Back over to the right-hand side, our gorgeous round hornbill Delilah. Red kangaroo are 2. Back over to the left. And I'll be back with you guys as soon as I can. Very close to the left-hand side, though, coming up. We have one of our flamingos doing something very peculiar. It's been boggling mankind for generations upon generations. As they relax, they stand there, they pick up only one leg, but only that one leg, and why? Because if they pick up both, they fall over.
Southwest Kangaroo Stop, unit stop 1.
Alright folks, coming up very shortly to our left hand side, we're going to check out our koalas for a moment. These are once again the male koalas on this side. Now all koalas do one or two things, they do it very well. They eat and they sleep. They'll spend about 4 hours a day munching down on nothing but eucalyptus. That is all they eat. We provide them with 27 varieties of that stuff every single day, but they're very picky on which parts they eat. And, well, eucalyptus also happens to be a very tough, very fibrous plant, as well as being low in nutrients and calories. That's why they're going to spend about 4 hours munching on that stuff non-stop, and after that, they're going to take a nice long nap. A nap which will last well over 18 hours. And what that does, it helps them rest their body and conserve energy for when they need it, which is to wake up and do it all over again. Now, eucalyptus is a bit of a toxic plant, so don't try it yourself. You will get sick. The reason why these guys can handle it, we can't. They have a wonderful bacteria in their stomach which feeds on that part of the plant, making it safe for them. We are also the first zoo in the U.S. to have these guys in our collections. And it started back once again with Dr. Harry when he was doing his globe-trotting journeys. While on his trip, he stopped off in Australia. At the time, he found out that it was illegal to export koalas. Well, he ended up becoming really good friends with a curator at one of their zoos. They went up to the people in charge of all this. They started talking, saying, hey, you know what, we want to be not only the best, the world famous, but we also want to help these guys out as well. Well, they said no. So Dr. Harry, after a few more attempts, turned down, made his way back to his boat wall there. They were loading up the last of their stuff. While they were about to shove off, a truck keeps speeding up the dock. But they were apt. They stopped what they were doing. They were checking out to see what was going on, why the truck was honking at them. Inside was a sign formed by the Australian government and the first group of koalas that would eventually make landfall here. They've been here ever since. As we exit the urban jungle at this time, I do want to thank you folks for coming out here and joining us. You see, none of the stuff we do is possible without your support. We are a non-profit organization, not run by the city, not financed by the state. All this is because of you guys. Every time you walk through our turn sounds, be a ticket membership, each time you go to the gift shops, the concession stands, all that goes right back into our conservation efforts, not just here, but all across the globe. You guys are the reason why we are able to have those 140 different conservation projects happening, and for that I truly do want to say thank you. When you get home, you can continue to be a hero for wildlife by doing simple things around the house, easy things like recycling, turning up those lights when they're not needed, and being water smart. Those little things you do around the house have a huge impact on the world around you. If you want to help us out more, you can always check out our website at sandiegozoo.org. Look up our Wildlife Conservancy. Those are the folks that do the fundraising to keep those projects going on all over the globe. As we approach the unloading dock, those of you folks in the upper levels, sit back, relax. I gotta open the doors for the lower level first. I'll be right upstairs to help you guys out once I do that. Once again, my name is Tim. I was your driver, your guide. Hopefully you had a nice, relaxing tour across the world campus. Got to see a bit more about us, understand what makes us a wildlife rescue facility, research center, botanical garden, most importantly of all, a conservation organization roaring into its next century, continuing its main mission to lead the fight to extinction. Don't forget, we're open till 6 o'clock today. Happy Mother's Day to all you folks celebrating that today. Don't forget to check out your photos. Remember the ones you purchased today? Proceeds from that go right back into helping out the animals you're seeing here today. Once again, folks, I do want to thank you. I can't say that enough. Thank you guys so much for coming out here and joining us. Really, none of the stuff we do is possible without your continued support. So go out there, explore. This is your guys' zoo. Have a spectacular day. Last but not least, goodbye.